My opponent has one option, and they're not clicking the button. They refuse. Good afternoon, Pokésports. So, another VGC Battle Stadium Regulation E video, bringing you another post-commentated one. Because like I said in the last one that I appeared here on the channel, I messed up 5 recordings. So we're going to have a couple more post-commentated ones here. Today, we're bringing you the Jumpluff. This Pokemon has won very, very high top cuts in regionals, has done very well so far in Scarlet and Violet, but kind of fell off the map once we were introduced to Tornadus. I'm hoping that today, Jumpluff can figure something out in the current meta, because in all honesty, it is one of my favorite Pokemon. I think it's really cool. And I think unlike Tornadus, it has other little niches that it can fulfill, like the Strength Sap and like the Rage Powder Redirection. Now, the whole thought process of the team is going to be to try to work with Jumpluff and work around Jumpluff. So we have Torkoal with the whole eject pack situation and overheat next to the Jumpluff, so that you can go in, click overheat maybe, or just swap out thanks to an Intimidate, have that sun up, and have the option to set it back up if someone tries to argue that against you. Now, along with the rest of the team, we have things like Arcanine and things like Enamorus to really just take advantage of Intimidators. And also, another thing you could do is Sap Sipper your own Enamorus, give your Jumpluff max HP, and then give yourself a +1. Yes, that works with Contrary. Anyway, let's get on to these games. Thank you so much, Koenig, for posting this team on Discord. And let's see what we got. First off, against Munkidori. Alright, Munkidori plus Hisuian Samurott. Not two Pokemon that you see too often. Munkidori is a little bit newer than Hisuian Samurott, but not by much. Munkidori also is a lot more specially offensive than Hisuian Samurott, but again, not by much. So, first off, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to probably match Tailwind against their Tornadus. I'm probably going to have to fight with Weather against their Ninetales. Going to lead with Jumpluff right away, and lead with Torkoal right away. In the back, rocking the Hisuian Arcanine for kind of that late game situation, and the Ogerpon. I don't really think I need the Enamorus this battle, especially against their own Hisuian Arcanine. Enamorus is kind of not a big fan of that guy. Alright, opponent, rocking the Chien-Pao and Arcanine. Gonna be their lead. As I go in with Jumpluff and Torkoal. Sun's out, Torque's out. Okay. Sword of Ruin's going to take a lot longer than usual for some reason. Followed by the Arcanine Intimidate. Onto the Torkoal. Doesn't really matter. Not at a horrible situation. Now, because I led with Torkoal and they didn't, and because I got intimidated, I get to now swap out into my own Arcanine, intimidate them back without getting intimidated myself, and not start the turn yet. That's so cool with Eject Pack. This is all turn 0. So now I got the sun up, I got an Intimidate off, and I got to switch into an Arcanine and decide my favorable position without any repercussion whatsoever. That's nuts. That's really cool. That's a very interesting mechanic to start this video off. Alright, I think this is a pretty straightforward turn. We Rock Slide. We're Choice Banded onto Rock Slide, so let's just go for the Rock Slide. They're next to Chien-Pao anyway. So maybe we can just do a massive amount of damage to start the day off, to start the battle off. Alright, here's my Terastallization. Why did I Tera? I guess, oh, Ice. I thought I Terra'd the Arcanine. I was like, why did I do that? No, I Poison Terra'd my Jumpluff so that I can avoid the incoming Ice Spinner. Makes sense. I'm there with the past Kevin. Future Kevin agrees with that play. Alright, Tailwind, followed by Rock Slide, and of course, Kevin Luck going in. Missing a Rock Slide, but still enough damage to straight one-shot their Arcanine. That's impressive. Icicle Crash does connect, only does exactly 82 damage to me. Not horrible. Could be a lot better, but it is what it is. Followed by the Munkidori, does get to make it to this game. Munkidori entering the field. I see this Munkidori, I fear this Munkidori, and I fear specifically like a Sacred Sword. But at the same time, I can get my own health back. And I can't possibly miss another Rock Slide, right? Kevin couldn't possibly miss. Get so unlucky turn 1 with a Rock Slide miss, and then turn 2, get another Rock Slide miss. That would be wild. Would never happen at all. Anyway, Sap Sipper. Sap Sipper on to the Chen Pao. I'm going to restore my Jumpluff's health all the way back up. Followed by my Rock Slide. And would you look at that? It seems to have missed the Chen Pao again. So that's 2 turns, I think. Oh, this Chen Pao still has Sash. I haven't been able to break its Sash. It would have been gone a long time ago. Followed by me just getting Psychic from the Monkey Dory. Unfortunately, Jumpluff's going to have to go down a Soldier there. But the fact that Jumpluff was able to live a Ice Cold Crash is kind of cool. Granted, I had to Tera, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, Ogerpon's coming out. We have the Monkey Dory at 1 HP. And we have a potential Sash still on the Chen Pao. I gotta make decisions here. I think attacking the Chen Pao feels like it's a very obvious play. But at the same time, my best play, like they could go for a Sucker Punch and make me sad. And if they do, it is what it is. But I think I have to go for this Ivy Cudgel. And thankfully, they don't Sucker Punch at all. I'm finally able to get some damage on Chen Pao. And would you look at that? We missed for the 3rd turn and the 3rd time we clicked Rock Slide today. Thankfully, it wasn't on Chen Pao. Because if that missed Chen Pao again that turn, this video would have been a lot shorter than it already is. Toxic Chain does activate on my Ogerpon, unfortunately. Very low HP left on my Ogerpon as well. That Monkey Dory is legitimately melting my Pokemon with this Psychic or Psyshock. It was one of the two. Alright, let's see what my opponent's final Pokemon is. In fact, I could probably spoil it. It's the other weird one that you don't see too often. So we are going to see some play today. I don't understand situations like this, and I'm mad about it now. But I know that past Kevin was a lot more mad at this. My opponent has one option, and they're not clicking the button. They refuse. Finally, thank you. Thank you so much. That gets under my skin, I don't know why. Anyway, I see a Samurott. I got a badly poisoned Pawn. I'm going to go for the Horn Leech on the Samurott, hoping they don't protect, and I'm just going to fire off a final Rock Slide here. We'll see what happens. After the communicate... Okay, never mind. So we get all of our health back against the Samurott. So that's what Samurott does in VGC, friends. That's exactly what Samurott does. It gets one shot by Ogerpon. If you're wondering why you don't see if you don't see Samurott that much, that's probably why. Anyway, our final Rock Slide does connect. The comedic justice would have been if that Rock Slide missed too. But anyway, Xena, GG's. On to the next battle. Let's see if we can continue the streak with Jumpluff. Okay, we got a Blurst, baby. We got a big Blurst on the field with the Cresselia, Iron Hands, Heatran, and Chen Pao. Also, a Water Ogerpon as well on their side of the field. Now, looking at this team, I don't want to give them the satisfaction of getting Trick Room up. Initially, I'm looking at that Blood Moon. That Blood Moon is priority target number 1. Because that's the one Pokemon on their side of the field that has an answer to pretty much everything on my side of the field. And again, if they get that Trick Room up, I'm in a bad position. So, I have to find a way to stop Trick Room while simultaneously using Jumpluff also. Because that's the point of today's video, to use Jumpluff. It's the Jumpluff video. So I decide, hey, I'm a lead Arcanine, and I'm gonna hope I flinch. Because I don't really got a better option than that right now. So we got the Arcanine lead, we have the Ogerpon lead, Jumpluff as well here in the back, kind of as the cheerleader pom-poms here. Because it's not looking like a great situation for Jumpluff, and this isn't a Jumpluff that can take advantage of like Sleep Powder or anything, so I can't even use it as a sleep bot. And then I finally decide to lock in Enamorus. At first game that we're using Enamorus on, I'm excited to see what it does. I'm excited to see if it does anything. Because I think it did. I forgot. I mean, if anything, our Kevin Luck hasn't been too good in today's video so far. And I think I just remembered this battle. And I think that's all I'm going to say about it. Anyway, they got the Heatran and they got the Ogerpon lead as we bring our own Ogerpon and our Arcanine. We both led with the Grass, Water, Fire core right away. And both of our fire types, 4 times weak to ground. It's actually funny how similar our leads were. Now, I had options here. I was very, 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 very concerned about an Earth Power coming out of this Heatran. So I was considering a Tera. But also, I have a Horn Leech, and I was worried about a Follow Me. There's so many ways this turn could have gone bad. In fact, I do remember this turn taking me a lot longer to actually decide on what I wanted to do than usual. It's like, yeah, I'm going back and forth. I don't even know what I want, man, because this is a rough matchup. Part of me tells me they're going to go for the Rock Slide. I mean, they're going to go for the Follow Me, which is why I have to Rock Slide. And I'm also going to match them with their own Follow Me. But they just decide to Spiky Shield. I literally spent all of that turn thinking. They hit me with the Double Protect. They hit me with the Scouting turn, and I sat there trying to, like, 3D chest it in my brain. It wasn't fun. So now, I show them that I'm locked onto Rock Slide. That's the only information they get out of this, and I show them that I carry Follow Me on my Ogerpon, but I feel like every Ogerpon carries Follow Me. But with that information, I have decisions. I can either switch out, or I can be aggressive. I decide to be very aggressive. I go all in on the Heatran, calling them to make the swap on their Ogerpon because they know they can't Ivy Cudgel me anymore. And that's what I got, baby. That was a good turn. That was a really good turn. They go into their Bear. Bear enters the field. We go for the Tera. This is just kind of to cover our butts in case we don't pick up this KO here, in case this Heatran is sashed, in case the Ogerpon stays in and hits me with an Ivy Cudgel, and also in case they hit me with the Earth Power on the Heatran. But they don't Tera the Heatran. They just let it drop. They hold their Tera, and that is one of the, I don't want to say freest KOs, but it's definitely one of the riskier KOs that I've ever gotten. So that's a huge KO on the Heatran. We love that. We were also banking on it being Fairy Tera anyway, so it would have at least been neutral damage, still our highest damage output against it. Alright, Chien-Pao enters the field now. Hopefully this Chien-Pao isn't friends with the other Chien-Pao that can avoid every single Rock Slide in the game. But we don't even risk it. We think there's no way that this Chien-Pao goes for the Ice Spinner on my Arcanine spot. Why would it do that? It's just gonna go for the Sacred Sword. Only the Sacred Sword, nothing else. Why would it ever go for an Ice Spinner on an Arcanine? Well, you'd be surprised. You'd be really surprised. I'm thinking a lot this game. Look at me. I usually don't think that much. I'm proud of myself. Alright, switching into Jumpluff to take the incoming Sacred Sword was the idea that I had. Followed by the Blurse going for the Blurse in Love? I don't know. Going for the Fairy Tera here. Ice Spinner. Yep. Not what I expected. And Jumpluff ain't do much this game, huh? Unfortunately, not the game for Jumpluff. We go for the Ivy Cudgel on to our friend, the Chien-Pao, as they go for a Blood Moon and one-shots my Ogerpon. I was a little surprised that one-shotted me. Because that just seems like too much damage, but it was Life Orb, I guess. But still. I had my jaw dropped, man. I didn't expect that. If you guys expected that, let me know. I know it is like a base 150 move, and it is stab, and it's Blurse, but I don't know. I expect Ogerpon to have more special defense than that. Anyway, we got the Intimidate off. They have 3 Pokemon left. We're down to our final 2. It's just a matter of how can we get rid of this Blurst now is what I'm mainly afraid of. I have to go for E-Speed here because if I don't, they could Sucker Punch me. Problem is, they click Protect and I could have E-Speeded their Blursaluna. This was the turn that changed that game, to be honest, because I think that would have been enough damage to finish off that Blurst, and I wouldn't have to take this Moonblast now, because I hardly do. There's so much unnecessary damage that was just dealt to my Arcanine that I think that might make or break this game. I also realized Iron Head is just like my only option. I should be able to just get rid of the Blursaluna, not a big deal. Followed by just E-Speeding their Chien-Pao. Again, we have to E-Speed the Chien-Pao spot because Sucker Punch can ruin us. I honestly also thought that my Enamorus would do more than that damage. It didn't do much damage anyway. As they go for the Hard Swap right away. Hard Swap and send out the Ogerpon. Big E-Speed now on to the Chien-Pao. We are still in this game. This game is still in our grasps, and there's still a chance. Iron Head now, not going to do any damage to the Ogerpon. Maybe if I got a little greedy there and decided to go for a Play Rough on the off chance they go for the switch, that would have been a better decision for me. But hey, it's my fault that this bear is even still in this game. Now I'm seeing how much health is on that bear. And I gotta call the bear not protecting. I gotta make that call. So I doubled down into this bear, also because I expect the spiky shield and I didn't want to take that initial damage. But at the same time, I could take that damage. And Amber should be tanky enough to take it. Alright, quick little E-Speed, just showing them, just showing me that, hey, it would have been enough if I just attacked that spot in that protect turn, but it's okay. It's a 2v1 situation. They get the Horn Leash off on my Arcanine, making it a 1v1 situation. But we have Play Rough. The Play Rough does more than half. More than half. That means one more Play Rough will finish it off, but I'm also very afraid of taking spiky shield damage, so I opt for just clicking Protect. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I opt for just clicking Protect. Might as well stall out their spiky shield. I lose nothing by losing no health. Now, one more Play Rough is all I need to win this game. I even checked the accuracy. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing at all. Now, I have to live in Ivy Cudgel. I do live in Ivy Cudgel. 62 HP. Play Rough. Boy! Misses. This is an episode, all right. It sure is an episode. That legitimately lost me the game. Again, I don't claim to play perfectly, right? I messed up the turn where I E-speeded the wrong spot. I brought this upon myself. I get it. I go for the Protect. Don't even know why. Why? I'm in disbelief. I'm like, maybe the leftovers damage. I don't know. Yeah, past Kevin, what are you doing? I must be in disbelief right now. Maybe they'll click Horn Leech. No. We lost to the Play Rough miss. It is what it is. We have to move on. It's not Jumpluff's fault. We must carry on. We must prosper. Let's move on to the next and see what we got. All right, we got a Moltres. We got Garganacl. We got Wo-Chien. That team is so terrifying, Andres. I legitimately am looking at this team, not having a single plan what I could possibly do to it, because they are all so darn tanky. Now, what we can do is Rock Slide everything until the end of time, because they have 1, 2, 3 rock weaknesses on their team. We lead with the Arcanine. We bring the Enamorus just to have it on the field because it could do decent stuff into the Moltres and even do pretty decent stuff into a lot of their team. It's very high special attacking damage. Now, also the Jumpluff here as the cheerleader. I didn't lead with Jumpluff too much in these games, I don't think, right? It's been a cheerleader the last 2 at least. I think I led with it in game 1. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been completely impressed by it yet. Like, so far, it's just done everything that a Tornadus can do. Plus Sap Zipper. All right, Thundurus and Milotic going to be my opponent's lead here. As we go in with our Arcanine and our Genie. Now, there's a lot of things they can do. They can speed control me with Thunder Wave. They can go for like a taunt or a swagger. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I just remembered. I just led with Arcanine, and Milotic didn't have competitive. That's what I went to go check. I was like, wait, hold on a minute. You don't got competitive, you say? I was so sad when I saw they led with Milotic, and then I saw they were Marvel Scale, and then immediately I didn't care. I was ecstatic. I was happy about it. It was great. All right. What's next? It's Tera time, baby. We go for the Tera. It's gonna be normal Tera Dog. Honestly, normal Tera Dog is just best case scenario most times. Alright, time to protect. I want to be cautious just in case the Wild Bolt Storm comes my way, but they just set up Rain Dance. The normal Tera is there specifically just so Milotic can't one-shot me. Big Rock Slide now onto the Thundurus. Straight one-shot. Clean KO. Amazing. Milotic flinches. Couldn't ask for anything better. So this is where the Kevin luck turns around today. I get all of my good luck tokens back, right? Every single last good luck token is back. And now we can try to get some KOs. Going with Garganacl. I see it. I'm like, oh, that's something I could superpower. But I decide to superpower the Milotic instead. I got to get my stats going. And I was also under the impression that I can just deal with this Garganacl later. I don't know why I made that decision, but it was my better decision, I guess. It worked out for the most part. Milotic's going down. That's 2 KOs on their team so far just with Arcanine. Arcanine sitting here and trying to get himself a thumbnail. All right, Garganacl's going to show us its lefties. And Wo-Chen's coming out now. So these are their final 2 Mons. I thought this was going to be their lead. I thought their lead was going to be Wo-Chen Garganacl. So I'm happy now that I see them here in the end game. And I'm happy now that there's 2 things that I could potentially go for a superpower on. The problem is they still have Teras intact. So that kind of opens the door for some less fortunate situations for us. But regardless, Garganacl goes down to the red. Wo-Chen's going to avoid a Rock Slide. It wouldn't be a Rock Slide if I connected both of them. It wouldn't be a Kevin Rock Slide. That's 4 Rock Slides in today's video just missed. That's nuts. That usually doesn't happen. All right, Wo-Chen is trying its darn best right now. It is trying its darn best the same way I'm trying with this video to make it entertaining after ruining it with the audio. Still a little salty about that. But it's all good. Please let me know down below if you guys enjoy this format. I kind of like the standing thing. Maybe not the post-com thing, but I like that I'm standing. I feel like it makes me a lot more focused on what's happening in the game. I might just stand more often now. It's not too bad. All right, gonna swap out the Arcanine. Jumpluff's coming out. I guess I had to show it on the screen for the thumbnail. You know how it'd be. Big superpower on the Wo-Chen. And Wo-Chen's going to be a little bit sad this turn. Because the attempt was the Leech Seed onto the Jumpluff, which doesn't happen and doesn't work and does not function. At this point, it's just Enamorus using moves that don't miss this time. So I'm glad that Enamorus has its redemption arc, has its redemption story. Oh, this is where I figure out that Sap Sipper can do something. I was like, I'm gonna Sap Sip myself and give myself another +1 just to lock it in even more. I guess also just to show my opponent that I can do this. I can have my Jumpluff living forever. I guess at this point my opponent was attempting a timer stall. They got 1 HP on their Chenpao. Not Chenpao, Wo-Chen. Alright, Amorous is now +5. I mean business. I think I'm +5. I might just be +2 or +4. This is another one of those games where they just take a lot longer than it should. Because this Wo-Chen is staying on the field for so long. Look, Wo-Chen actually almost got back to above half. Well, did get back to above half. Oh yeah, I was +4 right now. I'm about to be +5. Why did I Iron Head? Kevin, why did you Iron Head? I disagree with that. Oh, I was so worried about a Tera, that's why. It hasn't Tera'd yet. And I accidentally made this game even longer, huh? Why would I do that? Past Kevin, what are you doing? Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that one past Kevin. That's a little weird. All right, well, let's Strength Sap again, because, well, why not? And let's hopefully learn my lesson and go for the superpower. Let's see if my opponent sticks around to click Protect, or if they just call it quits here. I think eventually they do just realize what they're doing. Yeah. And that's the game. That's the game. That's the video. Thank you so much, Ken, for making this team and posting on the Pokésports Discord. I do greatly appreciate it. Remember, if you guys want to go ahead and post your Regulation F Pokepaste in the Discord, links to that are down below in the description. Pokesports.info in your address bar. You should be able to find it. Go into the rental coach chat and leave it there. Anyway, that is where I'm leaving you, folks. Thank you so much for watching here to the very end of the video, and have yourselves a fabulous rest of your day. I'm Ken, Pokesports. Peace out. Bye-bye.